Protests outside the Oxford Union against far-right activist Tommy Robinson, who was speaking there.
Good evening. Scuffles broke out between protesters and police last night as around 200 people gathered to oppose far-right activist Tommy Robinson's involvement in a debate at Oxford Union.
Barriers which were put in place for safety were pushed down, pubs were told to close early and shops boarded up their windows after being warned of possible unrest in the city. A
20-year-old man was arrested on suspicion of assault by beating. Kieran Fitzpatrick sent this report.
What do we do? Stand up, fight back!
Any appearance by far-right activist Tommy Robinson causes a commotion, and this was no different. But tensions in the city were already high after the Oxford Union debate titled "The West is Right to be Suspicious of Islam" had been postponed once before. Robinson's inclusion prompted criticism from local politicians, faith leaders and campaign groups. In the hours before the event, pubs closed early, shops boarded up windows and roads were shut amid warnings of potential unrest between anti-racism protesters and Robinson's supporters. As the evening went on, hundreds of people took to the streets to make their voices heard. Demonstrators attempted to breach barriers blocking access to the street where the debate was being held. Others formed human shields at entrances to prevent attendees from entering. There were reports that inside the chamber, half the seats were left empty. A heavy police presence remained in place throughout. A small group of Robinson supporters gathered on Cornmarket Street, facing off with anti-racism protesters, with dozens of officers keeping the groups apart. It's very much calmed down now here in Oxford since the debate got going at its peak. There were around 200 anti-racism protesters, very much outnumbering those that were here for Tommy Robinson. I did manage to speak to one of those protesters, and he was saying that all those anti-racism supporters that were here should be taking up their issues with the Oxford Union rather than those that simply accepted an invite to the debate.
I'd like to thank, I know there's probably been a backlash against the union for inviting me here today.
So the first time Robinson, whose real name is Stephen Yaxley Lennon, has appeared at the Union. He spoke here in 2014 when he was already building a large online following. The Union, which operates independently of the university, has a long history of defending free speech and inviting controversial figures from fascist leader Oswald Mosley to French far-right politician Marine Le Pen. Former Conservative Cabinet Minister Jacob Rees-Mogg spoke against Robinson in the debate, but criticised the policing of the event.
They allowed the protesters to block the entrances in such a way that members of the Oxford Union who wanted to listen to the debate couldn't get in, which seems to me to be undermining freedom of speech. The protesters absolutely have the right to protest. They don't have the right to stop people going about their lawful business.
Thames Valley Police say the decision to suspend entry was taken by the event organisers, not them. They also said they arrested a 20-year-old man on suspicion of assault by beating. But despite concerns beforehand, the evening was largely trouble-free and passed without major incident. Kieran Fitzpatrick, ITV News.
The Archbishop of Canterbury has apologised on behalf of the Church of England for historic failings.